Hey folks, this is Vince with Ads Gaming Addiction, and welcome to episode 14 of the DGA podcast. I am your host, Vince. With me is...
Idly!
Mamma mia.
What?
What in the world?
Alright, so yeah, we're off to a great start.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Mario, okay.
Mario, yeah.
Mamma
So,
mia.
yeah, your favorite is...
Open salami.
Yes. So weird and random.
Okie dokie.
Alright. So, we're going to do another top 5 for you this week. The top 5 that we came up with was top 5 games you want to see remade, not just remastered. So what do I mean by remade? Well, these are games that you probably played as a kid or maybe played in your teen years, and you can no longer play it because your newer computer doesn't support it, or you no longer own the console for it and it's hard to find. And not only do you want like a newer version of the game, but you want like some things to be redone in the game to sort of, I don't know, catch it up to speed with modern day technology and all the bells and whistles that come with it. For example, there's a lot of games that are, 4King, this game, remastering it in 4K. Okay, great. But did you improve anything else besides the graphics? And did you make, how did you make it more accessible? Are you able to select more units in this new RTS remaster? No? Oh, okay, so it's just a graphic overhaul. These are games that you kind of wanted to remake from your childhood and make better and sort of make it fit with, modern day games. So I know it's kind of a tough list for me to do. I ended up with, a list, top 5, and then I changed one, threw the one in my honorable mentions. Oh, there's another one. Took another one off my list, put it in the honorable. So I have like 10 honorable mentions because I kept
Nice.
replacing stuff in my list. Was this a difficult list for you to make?
At first it was, because I still don't really get the whole the difference between remake and remaster. Now I kind of do, and my list probably doesn't reflect that well.
Well, all right, fine. It's a casual
It's a very casual list.
list. So as always, it's a casual list. Again, when you think about it, I mean, developers can easily take an old game, throw 4K, maybe not easily, but they can take 4K graphics and, redo the game just graphically, and then just throw it out there and call it a remaster. And then there are some developers that are like, no, let's change some things. Let's actually do this because it makes more sense. I don't know why they did it 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Maybe because because the game or technology at that point wasn't as advanced and couldn't handle it. But now in modern day technology, it can handle it. So let's now include this, So
So as I was getting my list, I did do the same thing with like you did. I kept thinking of other stuff, and I was crossing things off and adding, and I was like, okay, now I have to put this in my honorable mentions because I'm thinking of this. And I did have to do quite a bit of research just to make sure that things weren't already remastered, and I found some actual remasteries, so that was pretty surprising.
Yeah, I found a lot of like alternatives to the games I was coming up with. And I'll get to them in my honorable mentions. So I was moving a lot of stuff around because even though there wasn't an actual remake of the game, there was like a mod from some other game that took the place of it. And I'm like, well, technically you can play it, So
Here we go.
here we go.
I like that. Here we go.
Here we go.
Number 5. Is that number 5?
No, it is not the number 5 sound effects. I actually grabbed some old WAV files from a game I used to play. It's not on this list because there was sort of a remaster / remake kind of sort of.
Dragon Age.
No.
Is that Dragon game? Dragon Neon?
No.
No? Okay.
What is Dragon Neon?
I don't know, the one with the music, the theme music from this.
Oh, Double Dragon Neon.
Double Dragon. There
Okay,
you go.
yes. By the way, that is an excellent idea. That is a great remake. I mean, it It took the old music from the NES game and heightened it into this 80s retro, which was really good. It took the levels and also turned it into this, again, 80s retro, neon, futuristic kind of weird thing. It's really good. So anyway, great example, Idly. Great example.
Yay, I did something.
Yes, so just to make sure that you can hear the sound effects, let's just make sure.
Your sound card works perfectly.
Did you hear that? Okay.
Yes, I did.
Do you know what that's from?
That's Deckard Cain,
No.
right? I don't know.
Wrong.
Oh, there's a cameo. I don't know if you saw him.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Did he sneak? Okay, well, did anyone have that on their bingo card?
He surfaced.
Yes.
I don't think he came yet. The last week's.
I
podcast,
know,
did he?
that was rare.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a sighting.
Your sound card works perfectly.
Your sound card works perfectly.
Where's that from?
That is from Warcraft 2. It's it's a DOS/Windows 3.1 RTS game. And when you're configuring your sound card, it'll say
Your sound card works perfectly.
That's pretty hilarious, honestly.
Yeah, it's great. That's the sound that the footman makes, and those are going to be the sound effects for our top 5.
Oh, okay.
I've got sound effects from the footman. Whenever you click on, in an RTS like in StarCraft, if you keep clicking on a unit, it'll start giving you backsass.
Yeah, like don't touch me or stop holding me there. Or,
Like
I don't know.
like the tanks in StarCraft, for example, proceeding, or you know how it says. Well, they're the footmen and the peasants and all that do stuff like that in Warcraft. So I just grabbed some footman stuff. So here's the number 5 sound effect.
Work completed.
Very simple, right?
It sounds like from that Majesty game. More gold, your Majesty. Or
More
whatever.
gold, your Majesty. But you have to up your whine to 10 times that.
I can't do it, dude.
More gold, your Majesty.
It just sounds wrong.
I might cook it. Anyway.
God.
Brian is the only one laughing at that, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
What's
So
your number 5?
my number 5. Once I stall and click the right button, first I have
Shouldn't you have it ready, DGA?
I do have it ready, but OBS is a finicky little beast. Anyway, my Gauntlet. Now, the Gauntlet that is featured here is not the game I want to see remade. The game that I want to see remade is a game that Bess and I actually talked about on a stream once. It was called Dark Legacy.
But wait, wouldn't this be the remake then?
No, not even close.
Oh wow.
This video game that was released, I want to say, 5 years ago, this doesn't come close to Dark Legacy. Dark Legacy was not only Gauntlet, but it was an RPG. Every time you played the game, and you could grind out levels and level up your character and assign points to different things. Like it was the first time that I saw Gauntlet, a top-down slash 'em hack 'em thing, action game. This Dark Legacy made it into an RPG. It combined both, and levels had hidden secrets, and you just kept grinding out, and you had different characters that you could be. You could do all sorts of cool stuff. So I want to see a remake of Dark Legacy with modern day graphics, a Gauntlet style RPG, modern day graphics, and you could argue, well, Diablo 3 and a lot of action RPGs are doing that. Yeah, I guess, but I still want to see one in the Gauntlet universe. Like I want a Dark Legacy remake, honestly.
So would you say that this was a new game, or would you say that this was a failed remake of the?
This was again, the original Gauntlet in the arcades was just a top-down hack and slash. It was just Red Warrior needs food badly. It was a very, very, very cut and dry action top-down slash kill. That's how it was. There was no RPG element. So Dark Legacy sort of redefined the Gauntlet series. And then this game that you're seeing here that was released, I don't know, 5 years ago or so, it sort of went back to the old roots. It didn't have that RPG feel. So I want a remake of the Dark Legacy, not of the old style arcade Gauntlet.
I see. So this is like a remake of the original, but not a remake of the sequel.
The one that you're looking, the Gauntlet had a lot of renditions, but but again, Gauntlet inherently is just a top-down hack and slash.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Dark Legacy was sort of like the Tropico 2 of the series, where it did something different. Tropico 1, 3, 4, and 5, and 6 all have that Caribbean theme, whereas Tropico 2 is pirates. So, you know what I mean? It's like the Dark Legacy did something different that compared to the other Gauntlet series. So I want to see more of that. I want to see a remake of Dark Legacy. That was by far one of the most played games on my GameCube console. So
I've never played any Gauntlet except for the one that you're showing right now, and I had a lot of fun with it.
You did?
I actually really, really, really enjoyed it. It's on my wish list.
The downside to that remake, though, that you're seeing, static levels. Typically, Gauntlet is randomly generated. Well, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe they were fixed levels too. But again, like you'd think a game from 2015 or whatever this game, whenever it was released, you'd think, you know, randomly generated levels. Why would you create fixed levels? It just for a game like this.
Yeah.
I mean, it would get stale after a while, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Just dying, restarting, doing it over and over and over. That's something that you would expect out of an NES game. You know what I mean?
There is progression though, isn't there? Like in the main menu.
Kind of, sort of, but not. Dark Legacy was just miles better than that, in my opinion.
I'm sure.
So I would love to see, and again, one can argue, well, what you're describing, Vince, is an action RPG like Diablo, where it's a top-down action RPG. And to be fair, yeah, you're correct. But I still want a Dark Legacy Gauntlet remake.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That would be awesome sauce. All right. So what was your number 5? And I don't have any clips for any of yours because I've probably never... I've only played.
Is there a trailer? I know there's a trailer on YouTube.
Well, I'm not gonna play something that could get it. First of all, someone else's video. If I play someone else's video, then they could do copyright whatever.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
So
even on their website, even on their own website.
Again, that's some companies are very delicate and touchy about protecting their trademark. You know what I mean? If you can't, some people like say Nintendo or Star Wars, if you try playing any of their music, they're going to be like, no, that's our content, that's our rights, so you can't do that without our permission, and you have to pay licensing for it. And I'm not messing with it.
I bet you can't even show the title because they'll copyright like font or something.
I don't know if it's that bad. First of all, they have to be watching this podcast, and I doubt they're going to be watching this podcast. Yeah. Let's be real. But still, I just don't want to take the chance. So I emailed the music guys behind Double Dragon Neon to make sure that I could use their music, and they never got back to me. Jay Kaufman was his name. So I emailed him. They never got back to me. And I haven't been flagged. One good sign is that the soundtrack on YouTube doesn't have any sort of ads on it. And that typically means that, you know, no one's really pursuing that. And it's a free download, too. You can download the soundtrack for free.
It's crazy. It just reminded me of... there was a guy who was selling a book on Amazon. I think it was called like Horrors of Hollywood or something like that. And the word Hollywood had the same font as the regular Hollywood sign. And that book got banned because of that. It was so ridiculous.
Wow.
So ridiculous.
People will, like, it's like getting offended over the term black hole.
Blackjack.
Blackjack. Anyway, that's a different conversation. What was your number 5?
My number 5 was Skip Bo Castaway Caper.
Wait. Okay, Skip Bo. Is that based off of the card game Skip Bo?
Yes.
Okay, and this is Castaway Caper. Now, is that just a themed Skip Bo game? Is it like a tropical themed card game Skip Bo?
It is tropical themed, but it's like an adventure game too. Like, it's like, I don't know if you've ever played Uno Adventures.
Is that
something like that?
So wait, is it a card game, but it's you're controlling a character and you're walking around,
You're
or what?
competing with other characters. You're not walking around or anything, but you have like levels, and you can progress to different cities and different states. It's kind of like the Governor Poker.
Yes, there
poker
was
game.
there was a couple of Nintendo games I played. One was called Casino Kid.
Mhm.
And in that game, you played blackjack against an opponent. You had to bankrupt him. You moved on to the next table. You played
Yeah.
poker, whatever, with him. You move on to the neit's table, and you keep progressing until you get to the last guy who had $1 million or whatever. So yeah, I'm guessing it's similar to that then.
Kind of, yeah. It has like a whole story to it. There's like an adventure type of thing, like a cutscenes or whatever. There's like little cartoony characters that you have to defeat. And I've never played Skip-Bo before, so when I first played this, I think I was about 15, 16, 17. And it was one of my first card games. I played this even like right before Phase 10. I've never played Phase 10 either. And it kind of introduced me to all those
Rummy variants. That's based off of like aggravation rummy, where you've got to get this set done, then you can move on to the next phase, and then you get this set done, then you move on to the next phase, and it's like you're progressing, you're trying to beat everyone else up this ladder.
Yeah. And I had a lot of fun with that one. I like Skip-Bo. Skip-Bo is such a great card game. It goes by another name too, but I forget what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
But I know it has Skip-Bo, and it's pretty popular as Skip-Bo, and it's just a fun little casual adventure game. I would love to see it remade as a modern 2020 game.
What would this new game have? Like maybe like an RPG system.
A character that you can walk around in.
And you didn't have that in that game before.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all. It was like a Candy Crush almost, like those types of levels. You know, I don't know. Do you know what Candy Crush is?
Candy Crush is a match 3 game, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's like okay, level 1, click on level 1. So you just click on level 1 and then you're put in a table. Level 2, click on level 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So there's no environment to walk around in. It's just
No. There's no environment. It is adventure in the sense that like you can go through this doorway, quote unquote doorway, and then new levels of stars will appear. But it was fun though. I liked it. It was very fun. I would like it to be remade into an actual RPG though. That would be kind of cool.
You want to add more elements to it to spice it up, or do you like it as is?
I like it as is a card game. Maybe
items that you can use as a one-time thing to help you in a match to get rid of RNG, or
like if you had a character walking around and maybe he needed food and water sometimes, and the only way he could get that was to play Skip-Bo and like bet some money or whatever, you know.
Wow, that's how sad of an island or whatever is that you have to play an aggravating game of Skip-Bo just so that you can survive and eat and drink. That's terrible.
Like
I would purposely starve at that point.
Oh, jeez, you eat the cards.
Yeah.
I'm sure you eat the cards.
That's an idea. In some Star Wars games, there are some games that you can play where there's a card game inside the RPG. You can buy cards and then include them in your... Like, you can actually... It's a deck builder. You can build your own deck inside the game. You could do something like that maybe in this Skip-Bo remastered remake version.
Be awesome.
Have your own little cheat, little cards under your sleeve or something to use.
Oh, good jeez.
Yeah.
That was my number 5.
Number 5. Okay.
Very simple, very casual game.
Cool.
Card game.
Fair enough. So number 4 sound effect. I guess we'll just work our way down.
Don't you have a kingdom to run?
That's
because you clicked on him too much,
yes.
probably, or something.
All of that is the footman complaining that you're touching him.
Yeah.
So that was the number 4 sound effect. And the game that I chose for number 4, Rise of Nations.
Oh.
Rise of Nations is an older RTS that is still playable today. Okay, I was hesitant to put this game on this list because I can still boot it up and play it and it works fine. And I think it was even remade for, later day. But I kind of want a remade version of Rise of Nations and its successor, Rise of Nations, Rise of Legends, which was a steampunk RTS. The campaign was fantastic. But anyway, getting back to Rise of Nations, I would love a remake of this game, like modern graphics. I want to keep the AI behavior the same, because the AI is actually pretty smart in this game. For an older RTS, the settlers in this game were smart enough. The workers were smart enough. Oh, there's 3 empty spots in this woodcutting camp. I'm not doing anything, so I'll just go and automatically work. And in the options menu, you can even tell the computer, I want a settler to be idle for 5 seconds before you take over and try and do something on your own. So the fact that old of a game has that kind of AI programming, that's something that some RTS games nowadays don't even have. And that's sad. How can a game from days of yore have that kind of technology and programming, and then some RTSs today don't? So I want to see this. This is a great RTS, and I want to see that moved up to the next level. I want an RTS like Rise of Nations. I start from the Stone Age, work my way up to the Modern Age. I want new technologies, different new units, all sorts of cool stuff. I want an RTS, and I want that technology progression. I would love to see something like that, maybe on a galactic scale, or not galactic, but more like a planetary scale. Like, was it Planetary Annihilation or something like that, which was sort of like a Supreme Commander like RTS, where you could actually rotate the globe and move units around and stuff. I wouldn't mind something like that, but I want to see Rise of Nations sort of lifted into a new level. I would love to see that. With its existing programming and its fun replayability, and then I want to see modern day stuff added to it. I think it could be a great remake. So yeah,
I actually completely agree with everything you said.
Thank you.
I think I think Rise of Nations is a great game in itself, but if it had a facelift, it would be so much better.
Agreed.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know what else to say about Rise of Nations. It's very micromanagey. Maybe modern day stuff can help you automate that. I don't know. That's part of the charm of Rise of Nations, is you build, instead of just building one town hall and one barracks and one lumber mill like you would in Warcraft, each city has its own buildings, and you've got maybe 5, 6, or 7 cities that you're managing. So you're constantly hitting tab to go to the next empty building that's not doing anything, and hurry up and queue something. Tab. You've got it's overwhelming. But again, it's a fantastic RTS. So yeah, that was my number 4, Rise of Nations. And again, I wouldn't mind seeing a Rise of Nations, Rise of Legends remake either. What was your number 4?
Mine was... Well, now I'm stalling to help you get ready. Mine was number...
I don't have a video for it, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, shoot. That's all right. Okay, fine.
I was going to let that go and just let you just do that.
I was going to keep going. Mine was Pokemon Snap.
Yahoo! Close enough. So... I don't have a Pikachu sound effect.
Have you ever heard of that at all? Or
Pokemon Snap is an on-rails photo game where you're going on a level, take a picture of Bulbasaur, take a picture of Charizard, and you've got to get all the Pokemon in your run. And then you can replay the level as much as you want and try and get the ones that you missed. I have played It was the N64, wasn't it?
Yes.
I played it.
I've never had the N64 before, but my friend, one of my best friends, lent me his N64 and all of its games. And I gave him back all his games except for Pokemon Snap and N64. And I told him, listen, let me borrow this for like 1 more week, please.
And then you kept it.
No, I didn't keep it, but he totally lent it to me. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
And I loved that game. That game was so much fun. I was so addicted to it. Every time I would go through the levels, it was always something new. Like I like seeing what they were doing. It was like going at the zoo. It's
Right.
like playing Ark and just like traveling and seeing what the dinosaurs are doing.
You couldn't stop to see everything. So one run, you'd see this, and then another run, you'd see that. Another run, you'd be facing behind you, and oh, I didn't even know that thing was there the last 3 times I was doing this, because I was always facing forward or to the side. You know what I mean? So there's always something new to see.
I could not think of another game that did that. So I picked Pokemon Snap.
There's a couple of on rails like Dino Crisis, and I'm trying to think of some other. Dino Crisis was like Resident Evil.
Good?
Yes, in my opinion, yes. It was Resident Evil with dinosaurs. Dino Crisis. There was also like 1, 2, but I could have sworn there was a later Dino Crisis where it was like an on rails shooter of sorts.
It was like a shooting type of thing, like a gun.
Yeah,
like,
did you ever heard of the game Operation Wolf? It was an arcade game, and it was also on the NES. Operation Wolf was one of those arcade games in the arcade that had this huge gun, and when you pulled the trigger, it would like it would just. Sorry, I just knocked my headphones off. But that's what it would do. It would make so much noise and rattle, like the entire arcade would shake. Like Operation, it was an on-rails shooter, but this is a more friendly. Instead of shooting things or Pokemon or animals, whatever, you're
I'm
taking
actually
pictures.
shooting. Like I'm shooting,
Right.
shooting pictures. That's what I want. Like I want another Pokemon Snap. I don't even care if it's Pokemon or not. Like I just want another one of those. Oh look. Little things, just like socializing. Let me take a picture and catch it.
How about a Phasmophobia, but with photos? Just on an on-rail scary. Would you do it if it were a scary game?
Yeah, I think I would. I think that'd be actually
You'd
kind
scream,
of fun.
click, scream, click, scream, click. Like
that would be kind of fun, honestly.
That'd be great. Would you do anything different with it, or would you keep it the same?
I would update the graphics, I think, probably add more animations, more Pokemons, probably more objectives, maybe, like actual goals for it. I don't remember too much of the game. I just remember I had a lot of fun, and I could never find something else like that. Except this one ocean game that you have that I played a while back, a few months ago.
Summer and Mara, or what?
No, it was like an explorer type of ocean game. Like you had to go underwater and you had to take pictures of the treasure,
yes,
or something like that.
There's a couple of games like that. There's one called Depth Hunter where you actually hunted fish, but then there are other ones where you took pictures of. There's a couple of them like that. There was one from like 2005, 2010, way back in the day, when Desora was still a thing. That was like Steam, but it discontinued. I covered it when it was on there. But yeah, there's another game that you're talking about where it's a story and you're wondering why the animals or the whales are behaving the way they're behaving. And it
was okay. It was very open worldy. I wanted something more like I wanted something collectibles like that, but more kind of linear and more similar to Pokemon Snap, I guess.
Okay.
You know, where you can actually see a bunch of different things, like a Where's Waldo? You know, that type of thing.
It'll keep you busy for a while because you like those kind of puzzles.
I do. I think it's cute. It's like, oh crap, I have to find this. Oh look, it's green. It looks just like the tree, but if you look hard enough, okay, I gotta take a picture, zoom in. Yeah, I don't know.
Good job.
All right, what was your number 3?
All right, so first of all, I have to play my number 3 sound effect.
Are you still touching me?
That was number 3.
So rude.
Yeah, he's mad. You keep clicking on him. Okay, so my number 3 was Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. And yes, one can argue, well, if you want an Indiana Jones kind of game, play Tomb Raider. There's newer Tomb Raider games. Okay, I don't want a heavy-chested Lara Croft. I want Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, okay? I am invested in the Indiana Jones universe. I enjoy the movies. Last Crusade is fantastic. Rest in peace, Sean Connery. I'm sorry to hear that he passed recently. Yes, he James Bond, Sean Connery, also Indy's dad. He passed away recently.
Oh yeah. That's right.
So yeah, I mean, I'm heavily invested in the Indiana Jones universe. So I played this game, Fate of Atlantis, at least six. It only had three playthroughs, because it was three different paths that you could go down. There was the fight path. Indy went alone. There's the teamwork path with Sophia, where you and Sophia work together to solve puzzles. And then there's the wits path, where you're more thinky rather than fighty. And you go down you can replay the game 3 times, go to different paths and see different content. But I played this like 6 or 7 times in my youth. And it's just, I loved it. I loved an Indiana Jones style puzzle game. I want to see a remake of this. Because Indiana Jones, the Fate of Atlantis, I thought was a great story. I like the plot. I like the whole underwater Atlantis trying to find it. Orichalcum beads, and there's Nurab Sal, this ghost that is possibly possessing Sophia. What's the deal with that? So yeah, I don't know. I liked the story. I liked I like Indiana Jones, the series, and I would love to see a new adventure remade. Like, I want to see like a point and click adventure game remade in modern day. There's a lot of those point and click adventure games made in days of yore that are fantastic, and unfortunately we don't see a lot of those today. If developers do create games like this today, they make them old, like they make them look old like this. I want newer graphics. I want to see Indiana Jones like a Call of Duty graphic, realistic. I want to see that realistic fedora. I want to see that realistic bullwhip. I want to see, like a Tomb Raider-y, you know what I mean? But with Indiana Jones. Maybe not so much like what she does, where you're constantly platforming all over the place. But I want to see an Indiana Jones where you've got puzzles to solve. You got to think your way past these tombs, because there's traps on the ground, different things like that. When we went into Ark, like when we played Ark and we went underground into what was it, the spider cave or whatever it is, that boss cave, I felt like that was like an Indiana Jones style thing. Like it had that whole Aztec old ruins theme about it, and I like that. I want to see something like that, but with Indiana Jones and more puzzly, more thematic. I would love to see that. So yeah.
I think a fun Indiana Jones type of adventure game like that would be awesome, honestly.
I played this a lot as a kid and young adult, and I want to see more.
Yep.
So
I agree.
Yeah. So that was my number 3. What was your number 3?
Mine is actually on Steam. It is called Dangerous High School Girls in Trouble.
Gee, I wonder why I haven't played this one.
It's actually really fun. It's like a mix of a bunch of different things. It's a mix of a dice game, of a board game, of a novel clue-like type of thing. And
Okie dokie.
it's quirky. It's really cute. It's fun. It can get a little repetitive at times, and it can get
Go on.
I like how you're like nodding your head like, yes, it can. It can get a little repetitive, but it can also get pretty overwhelming with all the side quests that you're able to stack up. I would love to see this remade into something a bit less convoluted, I think.
Okay.
But I love the whole 50s jive of it.
So wait, it's a game made in the 50s. There's dice. Is it what game is it? Is it an adventure game? Is it a strategy game? What is it?
It's like I would say it's akin more to a board game.
Okay. Is it turn-based, real-time?
What is it? I don't remember.
Okay.
I think it's turn-based. I don't remember.
All right. So dangerous high school people, girls
in trouble.
in trouble.
Yeah.
Fun, great. Okay.
And it's actually It's cute. It's a cute. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
It's a cute little game. It can get a little bit raunchy or political because it's based like in the 50s and it has
The 50s weren't political at all.
yeah. But it's really fun. It has characters that you have to fight or something or battle with. And I don't know.
What were you fighting? What do high school girls battle? Dangerous high school. What do they
like
battle?
jealousy and stuff. Like if someone like steals her boyfriend or something. I don't know. I don't remember. Something like that.
Part of me wants to play this game just to laugh at it.
I want you to play it and review it. Give an honest review. I think it'd be freaking
You do
hilarious.
realize, Ant Queen, I have so many games to cover. You have
I'll get
no
it for
idea.
you.
No,
I'll offer to pay you.
wrong.
But,
So wait. You're gonna steal my money, and then you don't have a.
Steal your money?
I see how. No. I see what you're gonna do. You're gonna take my money and then pay me my own money back. So
That's not
technically, okay, I see.
That's funny.
I better lock up my checkbook.
No. All right, I will pay you to review this game.
In what?
Pesos.
Pesos?
In hugs. Lots and lots of hugs.
I see.
Um,
Wrong.
back rubs.
Incorrect.
No, but it's a cute little game. I just love how thematic it is. Like, it's super thematic, and there's some type of immersion with it, if you will, with all of its cartooniness.
Yeah.
Sounds. I think it's a fun game. It has a bit of RNG that can get annoying at times, but the board game aspect is actually pretty cool. I like that.
What do you do in the board game part?
Is
it a card game? Is it
It's a board game the first phase, I guess, and then the second phase it's like a RNG.
I guess I'm asking, how do you play it? Like
it's an adventure game, basically.
Okay, but do you have is it a deck builder? Do you have health? Do you attack with just a different abilities? Like, what are you doing?
Hold on, let me look this up.
Oh my god, no, forget it. Folks, those of you that care enough about dangerous high school girls.
I forget. It's so complicated. I forget. Hold on. All right.
Okie dokie.
So, no, wait.
Okie
You know,
dokie.
you can look this up. It's on Steam. I doubt you're gonna get hit with anything.
No.
Fire!
It's on Steam. Okay.
Wow.
So, it's this is how it says. Gather a gang of girls, right?
Wow.
Hold on, wait, shush. Gather a gang of girls, explore, battle petty townsfolk with quick games, and you have to choose fib, flirt, taunt. And it's like a poker style. The battling is poker style. You have to match like 5 of a kind, 4 of a kind, call it, flip, bid, whatever. That's where the card play kind of comes into hand. And then I don't know, it's just a weird adventure board gamey type
Okie
thing
dokie.
afterwards.
Okie
Yeah,
dokie.
it's a cute game. I liked it. I thought it was cute. So
Okie dokie.
it's an
Okie dokie.
acquired taste.
Okie dokie.
You go around town and you just do quests and stuff. But
Okie
it's not
dokie.
first person. It's like it's a top down. You see the board, and then you click to choose which area to go to.
Shut up, Wesley.
I'm kidding. Speak.
What was your number 2?
Is there anything else you'd like?
No, it's cringe now. It's cringe at this point.
Speak.
The more you explain it, the less I want to play it.
No! Oh my gosh! Okay, I'm done. I'm done explaining.
I'm just being honest. All right, fine.
Oops. The camera got so sad it like flipped up.
I see that. Okay. My
Number.
Oh, first the sound effect. Can't have that.
Oh no.
Join the army, they said. See the world, they said. I'd rather be sailing.
Okay, number
That's a good
2.
one. I'd rather be sailing.
I'd rather be sailing. My number 2 is Star Wars Rebellion. Okay, so Star Wars Rebellion, fantastic game.
I'm obsessed with that game.
It is so good. Rebels, Imperials, none of this bounty hunter crap like an
They did
Empire at War,
remake it.
Forces of Corruption. They did not.
They did.
Star Wars Empire at War, A, is old, and B, it doesn't do everything that this game can do.
But the board game came out, didn't
It Star Wars Rebellion, the board game came out, yes, but still, the Star Wars Rebellion video game does more than the board game does.
Yeah, it does.
Now, to be fair, the board game does stuff that the video game doesn't do. Even though they share the same name. Like, the board game has objectives that the rebels are fighting for. In the video game, the rebels' job is to capture Coruscant. I think it's the Emperor and Darth Vader. And it's the Imperial's job to capture Luke Skywalker, Mon Mothma, and destroy the rebel HQ, which is constantly able to move around.
Do you have buildings in both?
Yeah, well, in the video game, absolutely. You're building construction yards, shipyards, training facilities. In the board game, you were the only buildings you could really put down were you could put down shield generators and ion cannons to block to attack enemy ships in combat. The production facilities were already there, and they would produce for whoever was controlling the planet at that time. So, like, the board game bypassed the need to construct production facilities. They were already there. They could not be destroyed. The Empire would either subjugate it or capture that planet, and the rebels would gain it through diplomacy, whatever. My point is, in Rebellion, the video game, you had your starting 8 heroes or whatever, using your major characters like Han Solo or Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader or Emperor Palpatine. You could go out and recruit more people, and they had different stats. Some were good admirals, some were good commanders, some were good generals, some were good at diplomacy, some were able to research technology so you could unlock new ship types or troop types or facilities that you could add to planets. You had to worry about mines and refineries, and you had to keep an equal number of both so that your maintenance wouldn't fall below 0. There was so much going on in this game that as a kid, well, maybe not as a kid, but maybe as a teenager, it took me forever to learn this game because back then all I had was a Prima strategy guide. That was as close to the internet as we had back then. But I would love to see a proper remake of Star Wars Rebellion. Yes, Empire at War had fun space battles. I will give it that. Also, the mods, like Thrawn's Revenge. Great mod for Empire at War. It makes the Empire at War game a lot more fun, especially in the space battles. Land combat kind of sucks. I don't like it. And you can't do everything in Empire at War that you can do in Rebellion. So I want a proper Rebellion remake. I would spend months playing this. If someone were to make a proper Star Wars Rebellion remake, I would play this probably every day. Like, I love a Rebels underdog versus Imperials overpowered, but the Rebels can they've got the sneak attacks, and but the Rebel has the Empire's the Death Star and the strong Star Destroyers, but the Rebels have the stronger fighters that actually have hyperdrive, the X-Wings, the Y-Wings, the A-Wings, the B-Wings, fly around, do stuff. I would love to see a proper remake. And yes, you've played it before. What do you think of? What did you think of Rebellion?
I like the game. I thought it was really fun. It still takes a while for me to get into. Like, I have to start over learning it.
It's a
every
lot.
time I start it again.
It's a lot. The interface is hard to, because it's such an old game. The interface can be tough to navigate sometimes. Like, how do I do this? Oh, I have to right click on this person, then set target to this facility, then drag the decoys over to this column, and then this person stays in this column. And typically I would need 1 decoy per person, but his combat rating is high, so I should be okay. Oh wait, it was captured. There's a lot to this game.
If this had a more civilization look to it, like graphically, and an easier was it user-friendly UI?
That's Remake, yeah.
Yeah, I would totally get on this all the time.
I would love a remake of this. Just real time, slow, medium, faster pause, move units around, construct facilities, create an empire. Whether you're rebels or imperials, just construct an empire. As rebels, you got to do it a bit more secretive in the outer rim. In the empire, you're in the core systems, maintaining control over the populace with your iron fist. I love that each faction's play style is different. Oh, so good.
Man, I wish I knew how to make games so I could like revamp things, you know.
I would. This game needs a remaster so bad. A remake, remaster. Just, I would settle for a remaster. I really would, but it really needs an overhaul. Make the UI more friendly. You know, make it more accessible to newer players. Make it more friendly to newer. Because as it stands, it takes a while to get into because of the learning curve. So a better tutorial, you know, stuff like that. I would love it. I would totally love it.
I agree.
So that was my number 2. What was your number 2?
Mine was JoJo's Fashion Show World Tour.
All right. So let's give that a
Help you I can. Yes.
why
What did he say?
help you I can. So, help you I can. Yes. So why do you feel that this game is number 2 on your list? And Yoda is ready to help you should you be wrong.
I love this game, dude. I've always been in search of a nice little girly fashion game.
What about the one that what about the one that you're playing right now on your phone where you're putting dresses on?
That's great, but I want it on PC and I don't want microtransactions. That was a great non-microtransaction PC game, but it needs to be updated and there was another game that came out before that which was Clueless, and that was another fashion game. Anyways,
Isn't Clueless based off the movie? Isn't there a movie called Clueless?
There's a show. Yeah, a show and a movie, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, it was based off of that. So the premise is they give you a subject and you have to dress up according to that subject. Like if they say, okay, it's springtime, dress up in spring or whatever. And you have to dress up.
I was stifling a yawn. Sorry. Go continue.
Stifling, by the way.
Okay, so we're back to a single podcast. Yeah,
it's a girly game. I know. No one's gonna like this game except for me. I know it.
I was just because you corrected me. That
oh, okay.
you can't be correcting the host of his own show. That's it's rude.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's fine. No, as someone that believes in higher education, I should be man enough to go, I am learning something new today.
I did not mean to stifle your vocabulary. Okay. I didn't.
Okie dokie.
So they give you a subject
Mamma
and you
mia.
just pick clothes and, you know, they score you based on how well you did.
Isn't that what your mobile game does?
That's exactly what my mobile game does. Except in the JoJo's Fashion Show World Tour,
I can't not laugh at that name.
And the JoJo's Fashion Show World Tour.
JoJo's Fashion Show World. How many words? Can you fit that on a box cover? JoJo's Fashion World Tour, super gigantic.
The original
girly
is JoJo's
fashion.
Okay.
Pink. All right.
I don't know what's worse, this one or Dangerous High School Girls in Trouble.
What is it with you and long titles?
Oh no.
If the title of the game doesn't have at least 15 words in it, then no, it doesn't need to be remastered or remade.
I know. But yeah, it's very simple. I just want a remake of another PC game that does that. If anyone knows of a PC game where you can dress up models, you know, have like a little fashion show. I like stuff like that. So send me. I like fashion.
Okay.
It's short and sweet.
Anything else to say about it?
No, not really, honestly. Mine was really, like, brain dead.
Uh-huh.
Things that make us
It
go.
is broken.
Yeah.
Things that make us go. We look for things.
It's true. I like the girly games sometimes. Okay? Once in a while. I gotta show my feminine side once in a while. Where's your number one?
All right. Number one sound effect. I gotta go back. No, there we go.
You've played the shareware, now buy the game. In the retail version, I'm much funnier.
8-player network with multiplayer capability with full Redbook audio and movies in the full retail version. Buy it now.
Yes, he actually said that in the shareware version. If you kept clicking on him,
Wow.
they
dude.
hid an advertisement in the footman. Yeah.
That's awesome. There's some games that do that. There was another game that did that. Oh, Game Dev Tycoon, something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct. My number one is X-Wing Alliance. What you're looking at here may be X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. Maybe. I'm not sure. But I want a remake of, I guess, Star Wars Squadrons just came out. I get that. It is not a proper remake or remaster of X-Wing, TIE Fighter, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, X-Wing Alliance. An X-Wing versus TIE Fighter and X-Wing Alliance, you had a simulator room. You could, as the player setting everything up, you could set up teams of, you could have 3 on this team, 4 on that team, 2 on this team, or just 2 teams and like 18 on, or 12 on this team, 12 on, and then you could do, there was like at least 40 different fighters that you could pilot and pick. And with mods, you could even play even more than that. And then you go from that, being able to set up all these cool things, and each ship type that you assign, you could pick how many fighters were in that squadron, and how many times it would respawn should everyone in that squadron die. You could set the difficulty for each individual squadron. For, again, you're setting these up for each of the teams. Capital ships, same thing. Then you've got Star Wars Squadrons. I like the pew 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 shoot 'em ups and the music and the story. I like it all. But when it comes to customization and if you're going to compare the options between what you have access to in Star Wars Squadrons and Star Wars X-Wing versus TIE Fighter Alliance, there's no comparison at all. Like the former games just blow Squadrons out of the water. So I want a proper remake of X-Wing versus TIE Fighter / X-Wing Alliance. Even the old X-Wing games and the X-Wing came first, then TIE Fighter. Then there was like other expansions like Balance of Power, whatever. Then there was X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, and then there was X-Wing Alliance. The latter two gave you the room where you could set things up and play in the flight simulator and stuff. X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, in fact, didn't have a campaign. It was all skirmish. It was stuff that you would set up. It was a lot of fun. But anyway, I'm fanboying all over the place over here. So yeah, I would love to see a modern day remake of X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, X-Wing Alliance. You know, do a campaign, do simulators. I'll be happy with just the simulator part of it too, where you've got all these different ships that you can pilot. You could customize their loadouts. You can customize the teams. You could choose how many times they respawn, what weapons they have, what missiles they carry, all that stuff. And the controls would have to be better too. The movement in Squadrons, I felt like I was floating on ice, whereas this X-Wing versus TIE Fighter and Alliance, I think, controls were a bit tighter, and I want that. So yeah, I would love a remake of this. That's another game I would love to play. It was so much fun. I have so many fond memories of this. Now you've never played. I can't see you playing this.
The closest thing I've played that looks like this is Rebel Galaxy and No Man's Sky.
Oh yes, okay. Rebel Galaxy was sort of like a battleship where you fired out the sides of your ship, right? It was more of a 2D freelancer. And what was the other one that you said?
No Man's Sky.
Oh, that's more. No.
What are you talking about? When you go into space,
that's more of an arc.
It's
more of an arc.
You have to shoot things when you're in space, right?
No, it's nothing. No,
it's exactly like No Man's Sky.
Hold on. I have to find a sound effect for this nonsense.
It's so good. Looking at this video, it looks exactly like No Man's Sky. When you go in space and you hit people. And you shoot people. You go pew pew.
Shut up, Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley.
Dave, stop it. It's true. Stop it.
Shields up, go to red alert. Red alert.
Arnold Schwarzenegger,
All crew to
stop
battle
it.
stations.
Incorrect.
I broke his phone.
Negative.
I broke his
Incorrect.
soundboard.
Negative.
Alright, okay, fine. I've never played this or anything like this before, but
I want you to listen to this very carefully.
I wouldn't mind.
Do not hug me.
But I said I'd pay you in hugs to play that dangerous high school girls in trouble game.
Do not hug me.
No, okay.
You see, they are insane.
All right.
That was my number one. I guess we're done talking about that.
Oh, jeez.
Well, no, I have nothing else to say. I want it remade. I want more ships. I want to see either the tabletop miniatures game, the X-wing that we sometimes play.
Yeah,
I want to see. I want to see the different factions. Like I want to see Rebels, Imperials. I want to see I want to see Scum faction ships. I want to see CIS. I want to see droid. I want to see all sorts of different factions. I just want to see more. Even more than what Alliance and X-Wing versus TIE Fighter had with modern day. That would be awesome. Just saying.
I'm going to play No Man's Sky.
Get out.
Because it looks exactly like this.
Shut up, Wesley.
Accessing.
Shut up, Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley.
Let's rock and roll.
Stench.
It's
like asteroids.
Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Get off my ship.
These aren't my
I'm just going to go through the entire soundboard until I get over what you said.
All right, okay.
All right, fine. What was your number one?
My number one was the Fatal Frame series.
I regret not putting that on my list somewhere. It'll now be on my honorable. I when you said that, I'm like, that's a good one. Because I want to play a Fatal Frame. David would be really happy to hear that. No, Fatal Frame. I would love to see that. For those of you that don't know Fatal Frame, what is Fatal Frame?
Fatal Frame is look in the previous podcast. Because it was on my number one list. Too.
All right, and that was our number one. Thanks for tuning in. I am accepting applications for a new co-host who does a lot of work for this show, by the way.
I advertised your stream, right? Your previous podcast.
You get 5 more seconds of screen time. 1, 2,
okay.
3.
I had trouble choosing.
All right, and now she's muted, so you won't be able to. I'm just gonna stare at you awkwardly until you're done laughing.
God. No, so I had trouble choosing between Silent Hill and Fatal Frame, but I chose Fatal Frame because the whole I have Pokemon Snap on there, so
yes.
Pictures. I need pictures. I like pictures.
See. So what about this? Would you want to see remade, redone?
Graphics and an easier way to mod your camera.
Do you want the same control scheme? Because it's got that Resident Evil style moving where it's difficult to move around. The camera doesn't sometimes get where you want it to go.
I want it to be kind of like Phasmophobia control scheme.
You want a first person?
No, no, not first person.
Third person?
Yeah, I want it third person, but like I want it to stick to the original mechanics.
I think it's scarier first person, to tell you the truth.
Well, here's the thing. I like the original mechanics where it's third person, but when you look through the camera, it's a first person. I like that. Like, it makes it so much creepier to me because you're so used to third person.
But it's immersion breaking, in my opinion. It's you go from third person, you're used to seeing everything around you, and then you go to first person, and now you've got a narrow cone. So it's like you're constantly switching back and forth. It's like...
Why do you think I have field of view on max on every single game? I need to see everything around me.
No. Can you see... Can you do that in real life?
I wish. I want to be like
fish,
the ferrets.
You want a
have,
fishbowl.
eyes on the side of your head.
The ferrets don't look backwards. They can't see backwards either.
They have eyes like in the sides of their heads, don't they?
They do, but... It's not exactly the sides. They're not fish. Anyway... So please explain Fatal Frame. What else?
I just want to see a modernized version of it.
Okay.
And with easier UI, and there needs to be another Fatal Frame game. I'm so mad that there isn't. Like they have. I want to play that Fear.
That's why you like Phasmophobia so much, because you can take pictures and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. The jump scares are pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
The multiplayer is great. If an FF game came out and it was multiplayer,
Final Fantasy game came out, yes.
No, Fatal Frame game came out and it was multiplayer, it would be great.
I know, aren't I funny?
Hilarious. Is that Tychus or Tyrus or whatever his name is?
Titus.
Tychus from Star Wars.
Tychus. Kefka. Anyway, go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, that's really it. I just want to see a modernized Fatal Frame.
Okay.
Any Fatal Frame.
Gotcha.
Oh wait, there isn't a game called Fear. I've never played that before.
And you'd be interested in playing that one?
I think it's the closest that I've ever seen as a Fatal Frame, only because of the little girl with black hair, but that doesn't even count because it's like a war game. It's like a COD game.
Makes sense. All right. Did you have any honorable mentions that you'd care to talk about?
Sure. So Puzzle Quest is one of them.
That's a good one. I liked Puzzle Quest. Although you can play, was it Gem Crush or
Gem
Rush?
Wars.
Gem Wars, yeah.
Yeah, but I hate microtransactions. I hate pay to win.
Agreed.
It turned pay to win, and that really ticked me off.
Puzzle Quest 2 got kind of grindy.
I loved Puzzle Quest 2. I beat it. I beat all the Puzzle Quests except for the Galactic. And there is a new one that just came out for Nintendo Switch.
What character did you like? Do you remember?
Oh, no.
I like the Paladin because he could put a shield up and then do a shield bash for a ton of damage. And you could typically take the damage that you got and reflect it. Anyway.
I don't know which character I liked. I'm a master at match 3 though. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I love match 3.
My name's Ali and I'm good at match 3.
I'm just saying. I was in the top of the leaders in Gem Wars before I quit it. But anyways.
Wow.
Not to toot my own horn.
Wow.
Because I'm sure there are other people out there better than me, I'm sure.
Wow.
But I'm just saying. Characters didn't matter because I ruled the board. Anyways, and I'm just kidding, I'm sorry. That's so rude. So there is a Nintendo Switch Puzzle Quest that came out, but if it turns to PC, maybe, it'll be off this list.
What else?
Rocket Knight it was actually remade, but it looks like crap.
Never heard of it.
It's for Super Nintendo. It's
Okay.
alright. I won't even go into it. But then Roadrunner Death Valley Rally. I think you played that once on YouTube.
Yes,
Super Nintendo.
we played that together. Yes.
That was fun. I liked it.
Nope. Pass.
If they remade it, I think it'd be great.
Pass. Next.
Top Chef. There's a game called Top Chef that's pretty fun.
Top Chef. Is that based on the TV show Top Chef?
Yeah.
Is the bald guy and Padma, whatever her name is?
Padma in there. Yeah, they're both in there.
Wow.
And it's kind of similar to that Battle Chef Brigade, except that there's no rotating gems or anything like that, or getting your own ingredients.
2D action to kill stuff to get ingredients.
No. It's like you have to mix and match ingredients to get judged, and you cook it. And if you cook it correctly, or if you overcook it, you get points off. Or if you mix and matched like with disgusting things, they'll get points off. But I meant like in that sense. It's similar in that sense.
I see.
And then Mismanagement is an office game. Miss MISS, and then Management is her last name. So
okay, that's clever. Very clever.
It's like a Diner Dash, but Office Dash game. I think it's pretty fun.
So we have to bring papers over to a copier, or what?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And it has a lot of organizational skills too. Like you have to keep employees like happy and all that. Anyways, and then Sim Tycoon.
And what?
Sim Tycoon.
What is Sim Tycoon?
Or Sim Theme Park.
I'm like Sim Tycoon.
Sorry.
Simulator Tycoon. Is that a tycoon of a simulator?
Sim Theme Park Tycoon. It's on my honorable mentions, but there are so many park tycoons.
Roller Coaster Tycoon is all you need.
No, I didn't.
Saying. You didn't like it? You didn't like Roller Coaster Tycoon? Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Wow.
I didn't like it.
I would actually, you know what? I forgot to add that. I would love a newer, yes, Planet Coaster. I get it. I know.
I was just about to say a Planet Coaster.
But
no.
Parkitect was
I liked Parkitect. That was fun.
Yeah, it would be on an honorable mentions probably because so many games are like it. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't like Roller Coaster Tycoon because it was so old and it was just boring. Sim Theme Park Tycoon was really cool because once you got into a certain,
it's equally as old though.
It is, but it's charming. It's cute. It has like cartoony characters. The graphics are like
crap breaks down all the time. Like that stupid square bouncy castle kept breaking down all the time.
You gotta learn how to management, babe. Like you gotta learn how to get zone repairment.
For the third time this podcast, I am accepting applications. I am accepting applications. You can no longer hear her. She's now muted permanently. So I think I'll go into my honorable mentions. I'm kidding. So what were you saying?
No, that was it. You
didn't have any other honorable mentions?
No, that was it.
Okay.
And all yours, of course.
My honorable mentions. Star Trek Birth of the Federation, which is a Star Trek 4X game. Older one. Star Trek Armada. But typically you could play Armada via Sins of a Solar Empire mod. Likewise, Birth of the Federation, you could play Star Trek via the Stellaris mod.
My packages, don't mind me.
I see this. Simant, Empires of the Undergrowth is...
Oh, wow.
I said Simant, but we've got Empires in Undergrowth, so there's really no need to remake Simant right now. Vampire the Masquerade. I would love a remake of that, but it looks like they're coming out with a Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Whether or not it's going to be similar to one, I don't know. I have not done any research on it, nor have I played it. So, Oregon Trail. I would love a modern-day Oregon Trail. I'm sure you can play a bunch online somewhere. Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle-earth 2, which is an RTS. You could pick different factions. It was even an RPG at some point where you can create heroes and play as those heroes for the different factions. I really enjoyed it. Twisted Metal 2 was a Battle Royale game. Lots of fun. Cars, drive around, shoot rockets, pick up stuff, and it was mayhem. Lots of fun.
Rocket League.
No, Rocket League's more soccer. This game is an arena where you're just shooting missiles and doing crazy stuff.
Okay.
KOTOR, Knights of the Republic. Knights of the Old Republic. That is the Star Wars game that I've been streaming recently, where it's a great RPG. I think it was Obsidian. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check. I think the second one, KOTOR 2, was Obsidian. But anyway, KOTOR 1, I would love to see remade. That would be great. Monopoly Tycoon. That was a fun business game where you created businesses on the various Monopoly properties. And you actually had to micromanage stock and buy out other computer players and stuff. It's old. Doesn't run anymore on my computer, but it was fun. Sid Meier's Railroads. Would love to see a remake of that. It's a fairly casual game. You could argue that Railway Empire is somewhat like it. So that's why I'm like, this is more of an honorable mentions kind of thing. But yeah, I really enjoyed Sid Meier's Railroads. So yeah, that was my list of honorable mentions.
Oh, I forgot Sid Meier's Pirates as well.
Isn't that remade? I mean, I'm sure it's on Steam somewhere, right?
Is it?
Well, I guess, you know what? No, it's fairly old at this point. You would have to, yeah. I don't know if you'd be able to
update it with graphics and like. I don't know.
It's updated from the old like computer like Windows.
Oh.
I mean, there's a newer one out there, but whether or not it runs, I think it might be for like Windows 95, 98, 2000, something like that. I'd have to look. Anyway. So those were my honorable mentions.
Okay.
Anything else to say before we move on?
No.
No. Okay.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. All right. So I guess we'll jump into the community segment real quick. New releases. We've got House Flipper VR, 10% off, $18. Kingdoms Reborn, which is early access, $20. It's sort of like Banished, but multiplayer. I don't think the multiplayer's in yet, though. Early access. Tear Down, which is like a voxely destruction game. Never played it. $20. Dismantle. I've been streaming that a couple of times. It's like a top-down zombie apocalypse game. It's early access, I believe. 13% off, $17. And then Tens, TENS, exclamation point. It's just a casual dice. It's sort of like a Sudoku Tetris game. It's $10. 33% off. Sales on Steam, there's A Way Out, which is cooperative. It's 70% off, $9. Ancestors, The Humankind, 50% off, $20. Ark Survival Evolved, 80% off, $10. Civ 5, 75% off, $14.99. Planet Zoo, 35% off, $29.24. Green Man Gaming. I have an affiliate link in the below description. Warhammer Mechanicus, 68% off, $9.45. Warhammer Space Wolf, 79% off, $3.69. Warhammer Quest, 83% off, $3.32. In fact, I think they're having a whole Warhammer sale. So check out Green Man Gaming for Warhammer stuff. Borderlands 3, 70% off, $18.21. Disgaea 4 Complete, 38% off, $24.89. Humble Bundle, I have an affiliate link as well. Elite Dangerous, 79% off, $6.37. Jurassic World Evolution, 79% off, $9.55. Planet Coaster, 40% off, $26.77. And Planet Zoo, 45% off, $24.85. Idly perked her head up at that one. She's been looking to get her own copy at some point. Just because she doesn't want to wait for Family Share to be available to play it.
I would only have to play it at 3 in the morning.
I don't know what you're talking about. I do have a new web store called Nexus. I'll put a link to that in the below description. And I choose 10 games to feature. And if you buy through that site, I will get a small percentage of that. And you'll typically get a Steam key should you buy something from that site. It replaces Chrono.gg. The makers of Chrono.gg retired it and created Nexus. So check out nexus.gg /DGA. Again, I'll put a link in the below description. Buy something there. Northgard, I think, is on sale for like 75% off. Don't know if it's still there, but if you are looking for a particular game, because I can only feature 10 games at a time, ask me if it's on sale. I'll tell you yes. I'll put it on the page. You can buy it. We're both happy. So, weekly Spanish sentence of the week. Let's go ahead and jump into that. And of course, that requires its very special sound effect.
I'm forgiven.
Okay, so tengo cinco hurones y un perro que son increíbles y son los amores de mi vida. All right, tengo.
This is an easy one, so you should be able to get most, if not all of it.
Tengo cinco. Is that 15? 15. Hurones is the plural of cojones. So I'm thinking. What?
I swear.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fine. Well, I was surprised. I was really.
It's not a swear, but it's like.
It's inappropriate.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Huron. Okay. Hurones.
I can't wait to show this to my dad.
15 toy balls. Y un and a dog. 15 toy balls. So we've got 15 toy balls at the dog. What son? Incredible. Y son los amores, love, de mi vida. Vivin la vida loca. So living life loca. Living vida. Viva la vida. So living la vida, loving life. So I'm thinking life. Okay, so 15 toy balls. I'm adding the word toy so as not to be too crude. 15 toy balls. And a dog. What son incredible. So I think what you're saying here is that love amores via life. Okay, so the dog has 15 toy balls, and when they have a son, it's incredible. But generally, they love life. That's what I'm going with. Is that correct?
That was very close.
Is it really
Very
close?
good.
All right. So in that case, we just play the music, and that's it.
It just wait.
I think I got it. I mean, what?
Community.
All right. What is it?
Tengo 5 hurones y un perro que son increíbles y son los amores de mi vida. Which means I have 5 ferrets and a dog who are amazing and are the loves of my life.
I was very close.
Yes, you were.
It's uncanny. I mean, I think it depends on where you go in Spain, but you'll see that like my sentence is used. My translation of the sentence is correct depending on where you go.
Yes, what dog doesn't have 15 toy balls?
Well, yeah, what dog doesn't? I mean, go to someone's house that they have a dog, they have a lot of toys, clearly, because they love their dog. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if I were to go to Portugal or Puerto Rico, I'm sure this sentence would be translated as such.
Yes. Yeah. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure your dialect that you're translating is only used in certain parts of Spain.
Sure.
Very small portions of Spain. No? Okay, fine.
No.
All right.
This sentence is pretty universal.
Incorrect. I stand by my translation, and that concludes the Spanish sentence of the week. Beautiful. Okay. So we will move into our animal segment. So again, I think I have a choice here. I could play the one that you really like, which is this one. No? How about this one?
Yeah.
You like the cat purring. Okay. So, you like that one. All right. So, Kira, we recently met Kira playing Phasmophobia through David. We met her through David and my brother, and she provided some pictures of her animals. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look. I don't have any names or breeds or anything, but she gave me pictures. So there's one of them. I have no idea what this cat's name is, but I love it's a calico.
Did she call it Miko or Maka or Maku? Or
She has a
something
couple
like
of
that?
cats, so I don't know.
At one point? Oh, okay. Oh, so precious.
Yeah, I love calicos.
Look
I
at the
love
paw.
that
Wow.
that black and orange hybrid in the white there on the chest.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
We had a calico cat. My dad's. I call it the black cat, but it was a calico.
Mm.
Oh, so precious. This one's like mostly brown and white. I love it.
Well, that's one.
Adorable. Oh my goodness.
It's a less hairy Scotty that I had.
Yeah.
Scotty being my tabby cat that I had.
Yeah. I was just about to ask. This looks like a tabby.
Well, to me it does. It's got the orange and white.
Oh,
And
with
typically
this
they're
pink
male cats.
face.
All tabbies
they
are
are.
males.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a cool looking cat. I wonder if that's Kira's computer in the background. I can't tell. Is that where she plays?
Probably.
Okay, next we've got the dog. I don't know what kind of dog that is either. Maybe some kind of sheep dog. I don't know.
I have to think that it has the breed name Scottish in there for some reason. I don't know.
It's that face, that long
Welsh.
snout.
Scottish Welsh.
Scottish. It looks so regal.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
When I see, I'm picturing Prince Charles right now.
Oh gosh, I'm picturing Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
Rip Sean.
Too soon.
I know. I'm sorry.
And I think that's the same cat from before.
Oh, they have fish in the background.
It might be a lizard. I don't see water in there. I can't tell. I can't tell.
So.
I
I love lizards.
I can't tell if that's water or all I see is the router.
That's adorable.
That might be a Wii though.
Oh.
I can't tell.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so there you go. That was our animal segment. If you'd like to contribute your own animal pictures, you can do so by emailing dgapodcast@yahoo.com or contributing to my Discord server. You can go to my Discord server. There's a link in the below description. You can join that. We also host community nights every Friday when I remember. Speaking of community night, I think that's the last item on this list. We hold community nights every Friday, and this one coming up would be on 11/13 at 7 o'clock p.m. If you guys have an issue, if the majority of you have an issue with Friday nights, please let me know so I can try and come up with a different day. I've already got one person that may have trouble with Friday nights, so like I need to know, if there's a better day to do to community night, great. Let me know, and I'll try and do something that everyone can do. I want to try and involve as many people as possible. And as far as what game we're gonna play, it's whatever we feel like. I'm kind of in the mood with Golf with Friends, but I guess we'll see. Among Us is another possibility. We did, I think, Phasmophobia the week prior, and You Don't Know Jack. Some of the mini games there before. So I think that was our podcast. Did I leave anything out? Miss co-host, did I miss something?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. No, I don't see. Okay, I think we are good. We are good for another 6 days before we have to come up with everything all over again. Yay! Just when I get a breather, the work begins. Yes.
But it's fun work, though.
It
isn't
is fun. Yes, it is fun. It's enjoyable, and because again, Scotty upped his pledge by $50 on Patreon, and that's like that's given me a good kick in the butt to try and make him happy. So if you guys want to contribute as well and help me to pay my bills and continue providing content to you folks, unbiased opinion, just truthful, honest stuff. I don't hold back. If you've seen my reviews lately, I've complained about everything. So I don't pull any punches. I'm not going to give you, oh yes, this game is great, check. This game is great, check. This game is great, check. No, I tell you like it is, whether or not I think it's worth it, and so you're getting an honest opinion. And some people don't like that. But hey, if you do, and you want to support me, Patreon, there's a number of ways to do it. There's, again, links in the below description. That was episode 14. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. This is Vince, and who is this?
Idly.
Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take care.
Bye, guys.